What up? We are back in our normal, safe place, our format of driving while we're doing this.
Coche.
I don't know the way I turned out of here. I definitely went the wrong way. We are leaving.
Welcome to the party. Happy New Year.
Happy Festivus.
We are going to talk about some mighty important things that we have actually been dying to talk about.
That it is COVID skills. So there are certain things that, like, over the last 9 months, we have been just learning in this new world, and like, not about COVID particularly. And I actually learned to be a taxidermist, so things were literally dying to get to be with me. I'm joking, that's not real. Just going off what
That's
Gabby
terrifying.
said. Would that haunt you if that was my actual, like,
Yeah, it
hobby?
actually would. I actually don't think I'd be able to go to sleep.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
think
my gosh,
you'd
there's a
enjoy-
love sack here now.
Oh, wow, I love Lovesack.
Very interesting watching new businesses pop up during this time.
I can't believe Lovesack. Well, you know what? People wanted furniture, I bet.
I bet they did.
I bet the comfort of the Lovesack
I
is
bet
good.
they wanted soft, comfy furniture as they nest in their homes full time.
I want to nest. I want to sleep for days.
Yeah.
But, so Gabby, talk to me
I know.
here. What are your intentions?
My intentions
Yes.
with you, the most honorable.
The
of
most,
intentions.
I don't believe you.
To be your wife.
Don't believe you. You're lying to me. What were your COVID skills, if you will?
Oh, my COVID skills.
Boop.
Okay.
That was me booping my wife's nose. It was beautiful.
So, okay. COVID skills. Okay.
The skills of the thrills, if you wills.
All right. So, are we doing our top one? Our top skill that we feel like we've grown in?
Yeah.
Or just number one, right?
Your number one gunner, yeah. Number
Okay.
one skill. Or your
Alright.
favorite skill. Whatever, interpret it as you will, but choose a skill.
I am going to go with the skill of cutting my hair.
Oh my gosh. This was
I'm so
for
excited about this.
real.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
I could talk about this for anyone. To anyone, with anyone, for anyone. That doesn't make sense, but...
Will you care to share then?
Okay.
Safe place.
So, because hair salons were closed, I did cut my hair because of that. It was, earlier in the time that I felt like I really needed a haircut. You know when your hair starts getting, I don't know, I guess this doesn't happen for guys, but for girls, when your hair starts getting more knotty, like there's lots of knots.
Wait. There's a time when your hair's more knotty?
Yes, Adam. Yes, there's a time when it's more knotty, and I can tell. A girl can tell when your hair is more knotty than usual. It's always going to have knots, Adam. Okay? If you have hair this long, it will always have knots.
Sure.
Okay?
Naturally.
I guess depending on your type of hair, but at least for my type of hair, you'll always have knots.
Okay.
But there is a time when it's more prone to being knotty and really like more difficult to manage, kind of more unruly.
Reasonable.
And then if you inspect it, you'll start to see like more split ends. Do you know what a split end is? Adam?
That's when the bottom of the hair goes in two pieces?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Which actually I don't really know the problem with that, but I guess it's supposed to be bad. I don't know. You can notice when there's more split ends. Either
Okay,
way.
that's fair. I get that. I never understood what was
I'm not
actually
sure why that's bad. Why is it bad for your hair to fork at the end?
Maybe it means it's dying.
But your hair's already dead. That's the thing. That's what's really confusing about that. Because your hair is dead. Whatever. That's a different thing.
Okay,
But
different
anyway,
world. Let's move beyond the.
Yeah. So I wanted to cut my hair. Well, and also I have cut my hair before. I learned how to cut my hair from my aunt when we were visiting her in Panama. She lives in Panama, and we were visiting my Aunt Millie, and it was so awesome because she's got so many like amazing skills. And one of the things she taught me during that time was she taught me how to cut my hair. And so when I got home from that trip, that was maybe 2017 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I did cut my hair twice, maybe after she taught me, but then I forgot because I didn't keep doing it. That's the thing. So anyway, this time, because in the back of my head I've always thought I'd like to do it again, but then what makes you do it? You have to have the motivation to kind of take that risk. So COVID was my motivation.
I love it. It's good motivation.
I took it and I did it, and I just followed a YouTube video from some girl on YouTube.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah. Like, so
I watched it through a bunch of times, then I went through step by step, pausing her, and did it.
I feel like YouTube is like the parent that we all kind of want, in the sense that like we can ask it for any bit of advice and it gives it to us.
I guess that's how I feel like a lot of people function. I've never actually learned a skill from YouTube
Are you
until
really?
No, I've never done that before. Have you learned a lot of skills from YouTube?
I have learned a decent chunk.
Wow.
Often it's like tech setup.
Yes.
I replaced our car air filters from YouTube.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so it's like those are the types of things of
That's
like,
really cool.
okay, there are some like do-it-yourself processes.
Yeah.
Like, this is great. I'm so thrilled that somebody took the time to make this. I don't know why
Yeah.
somebody did, but I'm grateful they did.
A good YouTube instructional like how-to video is really amazing. When you were growing up in elementary school, did
Mm-hmm.
you ever have to do a how-to?
I don't think I did.
Oh my gosh, we used to do these how-to presentations all the time.
That's a smart presentation.
Yeah, it is a really smart. So you never had to do it?
I don't
You can't
think so.
remember
Not
doing
that I
it?
know of.
Okay. Have I ever told you about my how-to presentation?
No, what was your how-to presentation?
So one of the main ones, I was in 3rd grade. Ludovic remembers this. He was in my 3rd grade class.
Who is Ludovic?
Ludovic is, he was one of my close friends in elementary school.
Naturally.
I've seen him now as an adult, and I remember, I think he remembers this story.
Wow.
And he gave me grace on it. It's pretty terrible what I did. It's pretty bad.
Did you teach a person how to give him a wedgie?
No. Okay, so the whole point, my how-to video was going to be on how to make bread. And I had practiced this at home many times, like videotaping, my mom like videotaped me at home. Like, we went really hardcore. My 3rd grade teacher was also very intense and kind of terrifying.
Okay.
And like there's all these horror stories about her, whether I know all of them are true or not. We were all terrified of her.
Okay, I'm still loving this.
So I was really scared of her. It was in her class. So I really practiced this how-to video. I got really into it. I had a ton of props. Now, I'm not great with props.
What do you mean you're not great with props?
I've
You
noticed
love
this about myself.
accoutrement.
I like props. I like to watch a speaker. You use props great when you speak and you preach. I've noticed that. I don't. I feel like it's never going to work how I practice it. I get very nervous when I have to use a prop. So I had all these props for my 3rd grade presentation. Like, I had like dough. And then at the end of the presentation, I had these big baguettes. So like I was gonna show doing the dough, different things with the bowls and all this stuff. And then at the end I pull out this baguette and it's like, oh, how I made this bread, right?
Okay, I like
had an apron, all this stuff, right? Anyway.
Going strong.
I go to do the presentation. It's a huge box of stuff that I have to carry up to the front of the room. And I can't carry it myself.
Gabby.
Yeah, so I asked my friend Ludovic to carry it for me. He does so. He carries the big box of things up to the front of the room for
Ludovic.
me. Yes. And thank you very much. And we get to the front of the room. I get terrified. I say like 2 sentences. And then I take out the baguette and I hit Ludovic on the head and I walk back to my chair.
You hit Ludovic with it?
Yes, because he was nearby, like ready to help with all my props. So he was like the person available, and I got so nervous, probably trying to be like funny or whatever. And I just like took the bread and I just smacked him on the head with the breadstick, huge baguette, and like walked back to my seat, left all my equipment there. No, definitely didn't teach anyone how to make bread. And it was a bad experience. And then I got in so much trouble with the teacher because I had assaulted him, which was bad, right? Obviously.
Obviously you hit a person in front of the class.
He was great about it. It was really absurd. So yeah, that's so anyway, I appreciate when YouTube has a good how-to video because I know how hard they are to make.
Yeah, you don't always have somebody to hit with bread, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Well,
yeah.
On that note.
On that note, does that bring you to your COVID skill?
It does. I wish you had completed that in a different way. Because over COVID, I've learned a lot about baking bread. I'd done it a little bit pre-COVID, but now in COVID, I'm working at home, so there was plenty of time to let bread rise and do all this stuff.
Right.
So I've learned to bake 3 or 4 different types of bread now. I really love doing one in the Dutch oven, but it takes about like 5 hours to really get going. So so
can I back you up on this?
Backing up. I'm also merging right.
Good job. What made you? Because I don't actually know this. I figured bread would be your COVID skill, but what caused you to first make the bread?
I just, I made it maybe a year ago. So even before COVID, I was doing this.
Did you really?
Yeah, I made not often, but I done it a few times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, COVID really brought it on a lot more. So.
Oh yeah. Diversified.
Diversified really increased the frequency. When you're home, you can do it. It's I don't know. I think I was just trying to learn something new, and I think I wanted to create a better cooking skill set. Maybe the office ladies and got into me too, because they talk about baking bread.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was like, okay. And it was also like, okay, I want to learn something that's useful too, for like,
Oh, yeah.
okay, what's something that I can make that's often done? So
That is very useful. Very, very.
bread has turned out very
versatile.
nicely. Yeah, so that was kind of like my thing. I've learned to love our KitchenAid.
I cannot
Yeah.
emphasize how excited I am by the skill of Adams. It affects me because he makes the bread and I get to eat some, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
It's so good. He's learned how to make so many different kinds of bread.
Yeah, but I've
He
also
does it all by himself.
and I've learned how to bake a lot more. I do cupcakes now, blueberry muffins.
Yes.
It was like it's been a big year for me in terms of like, thinking about
Kitchen.
kids one day. Like, okay, I'm gonna possibly do like a blueberry day where I'm just gonna make 100 muffins or so. I'm gonna freeze these suckers, and we're gonna have muffins for days.
That's adorable.
That our kids will never be muffin free. Hey, you hungry? Boom, throw a frozen muffin at them. Dad, it'll hurt. No. Just let it thaw, kid.
His blueberry muffins are exceptional as well.
And you want to know the secret to all of these things?
I sure do.
Sally'sBakingAddiction.com.
We love Sally's Baked Unit Vacation.
Yeah, let me tell you something. There are a lot of people that think they are smarter than
Yeah.
others, that have their own recipes
Word.
and grandma made it. Yeah, they are wrong.
Wrong.
Sally
She's
is
the boss.
she's the authority. It's one of those like,
Yeah.
we look at this and I go, and if something turns out wrong, I don't assume the recipe was wrong in any context. I assume I'm flawed. It is what I much imagine one day coming before God will be like, except in a very specific baking context. I am humbled by this person's genius.
What I will say too is she does these narratives before the recipe. Like
Yeah.
you could jump to the recipe or read it, and they're very informative and they're quick to read. A lot of times when I see recipes online, it's like they have all this written before, and it's like I don't need to read any of this. But with Sally's, it actually is worth reading it. It's fun, it's quick, and it does actually help me implement the recipe. Now we are not sponsored by Sally in any way, shape,
Yet.
or form, but we freely provide you this advice because she freely provides us her recipes at this point.
Yeah, it would be.
And we're very blessed by it. It's
Yeah.
really helped us to acquire some skills.
It would be in my
really
utmost
nice.
sadness to not share the fact of where we've learned our skill sets.
Yeah.
And she has, speaking of how to though, because they go so well together,
Yeah.
such clear instructions. Like
So clear.
very specific,
Yep.
very exact of what you need to do.
Yes.
We really should get royalties from Sally. So
I will say though, I think, even when probably whoever's listening to this, you probably already know about Sally, because I feel like anytime, I know it's rare that we see like other people and go to a function, but when we do and they bring something that's delicious and I say, oh wow, great recipe, like what is it? They'll say, oh, it's from Sally's Baking Addiction.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
happened 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
in the past year. That's a lot.
well, and also I feel like nobody could hide it. Like, oh, I'm gonna call you on this. Really, this is your recipe. Could you show me
Yeah.
could you share that? It's from Sally.
It's Sally. They freely say it because everyone honors her. We respect. Hashtag respect.
Absolutely. I send her a muffin for everyone I make. It's like giving credit, like royalties. A muffin to you, Sally. Thank you.
A muffin to you. Cheers to you.
Top of the muffin to you.
And we, I guess those are the really interesting coping skills. Have you noticed any of your friends or people around you building a really good COVID skill that you've just noticed and observed?
I was stifling a yawn.
Now you made me do it too.
No, because it's so hard because I don't see that many people.
I know, isn't that crazy? So I guess maybe a year from now,
We'll find out.
when we're actually seeing more people more regularly, we'll suddenly notice in our friends and say, you didn't used to have a garden. And all of these conversations will lead back to, oh yeah, during COVID.
During
I
COVID.
learned this skill.
4 days.
I love it. Can't wait.
Well, Gabby, thank you for sharing your skills.
Thank you, Adam.
We'll see you later.
Bye.